Greetings, woke ones, those on their way, starseeds, hybrids, extracelestials, ultra-terrestrials, and anything that is other than what the mundane three-dimensional consensus prescribes. This is about election energetics the next 4 years. And it doesn't matter if it's variable A or variable B that's going to be on the pedestal of the illusion of the Maya that you're playing. It is not politics. A wise one said, it's a circus and its polished tricks. If you know that game and the platform is supported by one small collective, makes it seems that you have this side or that side, is part of the illusion. And an illusionist works with what? Misdirection. So pay attention. Also, I want to say anybody channeling that has gotten the Kool-Aid, you know what I mean, is to be in question unless you have transmuted it, and I have yet to see that. Any channel that predicts any outcome is to be questioned. Any channel in politics or anything coming from you know what side is to be, kind of orange flagged. And that's what we do from here now on. So that's why we do not predict. We give you an option of a quantum field, of a probability, of a causality that is chosen by the individual, namely you, the collective. And if one makes a choice that makes sense and others have the capacity to observe the choice that makes sense to them, then there can be an ascension and the species can be secured. Like we said, the future that we've seen is that what you call the house is a museum and a decoration of what was of a past, and people giggle about it. Back in the days, you used to have presidents. What a non-essential thing to do. Now we have, in the future, domed, basic needs are being met, water and food is there, communities are taking care of themselves, self-sufficient, and their gardens are well taken care of. And that is the future. Because make no mistake, if variable A is elected, does that mean that by next year your tax is decreased? And I've been watching the comings and goings of the officials, and not so much has changed in what is pertaining you, the cost of living, your house, the rent that you pay, the mortgage that you pay, the tax that you pay. Has that changed drastically? Ask yourself and question, what are we under? Are we under maritime law? Are we under constitutional law? What is the difference? If you don't investigate, you are always being the fool, sitting in the audience and applauding the clowns in the circus. And as they say, whoever you elect is elect a clown, expect a circus. And that is what this will be. And this is how this will be treated. Take it with a grain of salt, with humor, disclaimer. This is an observation and my opinion. Doesn't have to be necessarily the opinion of anybody. You could say this can go this way or that way. This is energetically, galactically, esoterically feeling into the psychology of what are we doing, what the energy is presenting to us in the next 4 years. So I've chosen a divination process which is ancient, and in the ancient days it was normal. Every king, every ruler, make no mistake, every elite has a diviner, a wizard, a sorcerer, or a witch to know where things are going because they want to be ahead of the game. And the future says paranormal will be the new norm. So pay attention to how to be ahead of the game is follow your intuition. Create a new value system. I have watched a video where a guy climbs a look frame type looking skyscraper to be filmed on top of it for $500,000. What's the value system? Or somebody does a baby shower for $60,000 with a baby crib that's, I don't know, Ruby and Swarovski studded for a baby. What's essential for living? Or what can we do with $500,000? Build an eco-village that's sustainable instead of climbing a tower? Or $50,000 to rent a submarine for an entire day to just for ish and giggles, to show people you can have fun? Or a jet for $250,000 to play in anti-gravity for a second? Has nothing to do with magic. It's very three-dimensional and is showing how wasteful the human race is. And Nostradamus has predicted this, and I cross-referenced that with Dolores Cannon, that if we don't get our psyche together, the Earth's water levels will increase to the correction of the psyche that is actually needs to be corrected. Meaning, like imagine Canada 64% underwater becoming an island group. The Americas, imagine the displacement map will show that the upper parts of America will be more an island group, the rest will disappear. Has to do with our choice and our consciousness. Things will be cleared and cleansed if we don't follow according to the divine plan. And if we don't open ourselves up and our minds to the divine plan, we'll be lost in the sauce. And we don't want that. That's why I'm giving you a little bit of an orientation of how to not get lost. Also, mind you, be very, very clear about what you are subscribing to. Check your subscription manager and see what you're paying and actually what you're utilizing and what is essential. And really take heed to what is non-essential and what is essential in life. What is life-sustaining and what is a stimulant. Now, somebody said this funny joke. He said, well, if I'm going into a grocery store and this section is the health food section, what does that make the rest of the store? So the health food is here. What's here? Ask yourself, you carry the answers within, because you are all-knowing. You are oversoul, you are source. You are fractal, you represent the all. And you're here to learn, refine, amplify, grow, and expand. So, now, for the election, I'm beginning with the past. Where did we come from with past elections? Then I will continue with the present. Where are we presently right now? And then I will go into where is the future going with that. So here's part one. I call this being election. And this is the healing journey of the election. So we want to heal this entire process so this can be dissolved and resolved in peace, in a disassembly, deconstructive manner, so new things can actually sprout. And it's actually taking place. If you've witnessed Hollywood, music industry, it's a big Ra set. Ra set. When Ra meets Seth, that means the day of what has happened is evaluated. That translates into modern day language, reset. Meaning we are forced to reset and forced to remember because there are things happening, and as you're being flooded with information Armageddon on social media, you will have to wonder what is going on, as Terence McKenna said. So let me read to you the past of the election past, because what has happened couldn't be avoided and took place, no matter how conspiratorial you want to get. When it rains, and when it rains, it pours. Now here we go. This is the healing journey for the election from the past. The energy of this stone that we have elected is called garnet. Gives purpose to all things and has not come into this life to correct, turn or heal your current surrounds, but simply to deliver the purpose behind it. In life, we all undertake tasks that at the time seem perfect. Then, as time progresses, we learn and realize they may not be for us and should be released. That's what's happening to the past. Like, make no mistake, we're in the middle of it happening, and it's, I drew a card just to be playful with it. So if you have an intellect to put the pieces together where the resonance is, that's you have to do that part. Garnet is a crystal, basically, that signifies the energy of that past election. Garnet is letting you know there's a reason behind all your choices, and soon it will be known. However, no matter how tough the path, never surrender until you know why you begun the journey. For if you turn your back too early, there's a great possibility that you will recreate the same picture with a different paint. Garnet asks you to filter all that we will do through our hearts, as it is there that the voice of truth echoes in the soul's hall of purpose and manifests our path in the world. Listen to your heart speak, for between the words is hidden glory of the universe. Garnet especially applies to creativity, sexuality, relationships, work, diet, children, and other sacral-based chakra activities. You are about to understand your life at a deeper level. Meditate and find the space to see all that you are. So see, with the past election, if we're going to go into the echo of the past, we're going to recreate that in a different paint, and nothing much has changed. We'll be under the impression that the illusion is that somebody else is there and something else must happen. But if they're using the same tools and the same people are behind them, but guess what the outcome will be or the result? Same thing, different color. Now the affirmation to let go of the past as we're going into this new, which is about to happen, and happens and is unfolding. I manifest my purpose with love as my guide. That is the only way through this entire thing here, which is an illusion. Because love is all there is, and we have still to embody and understand what that means. The key words to activate the letting go of the past is manifestation of purpose, courage, imaginative, masculine energy, creativity, balance of sexuality, sacral and base chakra, the red ray, El Moria, Sanat Kumara, Alagobi, relationship, instinct, and druids. These are the words that will ring bells to activate what is important at this time to let go of the past. And like the hands of time, I call it the sands of time. The past is like footprints at the beach, and when the waves of change come, they'll disappear. You carry the memory and remembrance in a correct manner within you to see forward, hence continuation of the species. That is important. And now, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, the most important, the present. What is exactly at this moment as the information is in, we know what's going on. Some could predict, oh, I knew this was happening. Others are in shock, they can't believe it, and they're in fear. Get out of fear, snap out of fear, because the thing is, it doesn't change how you tend to your garden tomorrow. What you have to do is uphold tending to your garden, keeping it clean, planting the seeds, and keeping it positive. So this is for the present moment. For this election, now what's happening and how do we conduct ourselves to what's being presented as an energy. These are just variables in the game. You maintain because you choose to be here at this time. So don't blame, don't point fingers, look at yourself. How are you conducting yourself in the midst of this chaos, breaking down everything that is surrounding you because it was based on an illusion. So a promise that was made, never kept. Look at all the promises that so many came and went, gave, and they were unfulfilled and remain unfulfilled. So why do we keep thinking that somebody represents us up there? Why are we still falling for that something actually represents us? If it would be direct, that would be variable A would win. And variable A would say the cost of living is too high. You know, I see that overall in the Americas, homes are $500,000 and up. I want that decreased. And then I want to see homes that used to be for sale for $1.2 million are now for sale, let's say 50% cheaper. Because a person made that promise. But most likely whatever is going to be elected cannot fulfill that. It's an impossible task. But what's possible is somebody says, you know what, I got a plot of land, I got rid of my mortgage, I bought myself a box home or a capsule home, I have more space, less cost, quicker time of setting it up, and I'm happy, I have less cost. My property is not a purchase, it is an asset, so I am tax-free now. That's the smart thing, and nobody up there is going to change that. What you must find out to live better. Do not support the illusion any longer and make a decision for your own to figure out how systems work. Educate yourself, get off your seat, stop being a couch potato, get into life and observe what is actually happening here. Is this right? Is this man-made? Is this enforced? Is this actually a natural law? What is a natural law? Find out what the difference are and find out who you are in this bi-galactic rites of passage, being on Earth and being worthy to be here, to educate yourself. And the only way to rise above it all is train your intuition, train your psyche, and most of all, education, education, education. And no school is designed to give you what you need. Only you are designed to figure out to give you what you need. So the healing journey for the present election. If the presence of Topaz is coming in, that's a positive sign. So for what is happening right now, that's a positive sign. If you're looking for a yes or no answer, Topaz is one of the most powerful energies, and it says, yes, what just took place, what is now evident in your face, what is in visual, and you know it now without a doubt, that this is the result of what we have looked at or voted for, then the answer is yes. There's no mistake for it happening. You're here, you're witnessing, and nothing can change that. Topaz would ask you to trust yourself. Its presence is a sign of the right time and your ability to manifest on any level. Imperial Topaz often signals the time of self-discovery through the birth of a creative individual and confident path. This is up to you. The path and the place you are within is a system of greatness. There are no limits but your own imagination. In the coming days, you may also receive more confirmation in the form of how money systems are changing for you, but you got to pay attention, or a measure of abundance. What's going to be made available in the future is going to be abundantly clear, but if you're not choosing to go for that, then you suffer. Others will have the strawberries and you can watch them where they pick them, but if you're not going there, when it's evident where they're being picked, then you're the fool and nobody can blame anybody else. Make sense? Create, manifest, and most importantly, feel as the emotion are the key to Topaz energy and work. Make sure you are not blocking your emotions and emotionally clear, for if you are not, the world you create will not be your own, as its creation will stem from the seed of fear. Like I said, snap out of fear. This is not about fear anymore. Nothing can happen to you. Nothing will happen to you. You make happen. You decide. You make change. Imperial Topaz also presents when you are being asked to lead or guide a friend back to his or her personal power or embrace your own. That's for each one, teach one. Everybody that you know, your neighbor, your best friends, your job, your job, your job, your job. There is now not my job, not my responsibility, but is in your immediate vicinity that you've witnessed. You know justice, you know injustice, by right of how you feel. If something that you look at makes you upset, investigate why that is and what can we do to change the impression that is left in your vessel. One thing is always true of Topaz, where she presents the person or the energy that's taking place right now, that she has come to see always and knows why she has come. So this is a very, very pivotal moment that'll change probably centuries and a lot of things to come. So you inventors, creators, designers, workers, people that have Etsy stores, Amazon Handmade, Shopify, you create the world right now. You're designers, the content creators on YouTube, you create substance that can change where the trajectory of this present election is going. And that's what's important, not the election. That is another illusion. You sit there, you're gonna wait. Like people wait for disclosure and spaceships to land on the White House lawn. It's not gonna happen. Or channels predicting, well, 2027, there's going to be open contact. Open contact is ongoing for the emissaries that are already in the field, and the not so famous people will be picked. Not the famous people, not you. You can't swipe your credit card and then a ship lands and you are a contactee. Many of us are here, including me, and it's ongoing. There's a galactic federation. There's an intergalactic federation. There is an ultra-terrestrial federation that doesn't even interfere. That is kind of like in the Marvel comic book, The Watcher, where you can't interfere. You have to watch and take note and process through the Akashic what's actually happening. So for every move, for everything that you're doing, that is recorded. So for the elite and those who are stepping down and those who want to escape or move to other countries, you can't leave the planet. You don't have the technology to leave the planet, even though some people say that some people can. But I doubt that you have this easy access like Star Trek. You know, I'm getting on my Star Trek shuttle and I'm out of here. Too much stuff happening. The Nuburians did it back in the ancient Sumer. They said, we don't want the karma of what has been created. Marduk, Enki, Enlil, all this stuff. The gods of the Olymp, they played around. Extraterrestrials playing pray to me. Amen, Amun, stole names. And went on with the illusion that I am your God, you worship me, otherwise I'll vanquish thee. You know, what's that entity from the sky threatening people if you don't worship it, that it's going to decimate your people? Angels coming down. You know the book of Enoch. Angels coming down and it's a killing field. You want to tell me that's a divine, all-knowing, all-present being that leaves that? That sounds very much like a lower dimensional extraterrestrial with some technology a little bit ahead of you at the time. Knowing you're in a fallen system, we used to have 12 planets. 2, I remember, one is Maldek, the other one in the Greek mythology, Phaeton. We blew up in ancient wars. Remember who you are. The Brahmic texts talk about 400 million years of experience here in humanoid form. Figure out. And we will find things that will blow your mind in the settlements of the earth that will defy anything. And I'll do a video on that in the future. It's called Mexican Paleo Contact, where there's going to be artifacts without a doubt. And they will argue it. We'll show you there are beings that came from other star systems, like refugees trying to rebuild their civilization, and they mixed with us. So we're kind of their offspring. And we need to wake up to the fact that it is the case, was, will, and forever is the case. So the affirmation again is, I confidently create my world at this time in the present moment for this present election. Because it can't influence what you are here to create. So the trigger words for the present moment for this election are confidence, manifestation, personal power, your personal power, distraction, industry, Hollywood, movies, election, who is who fell, who did what, videotapes, this and that, evidence, blah, lawsuits, blah, that are not pertaining you. Don't participate in that. Know the energy for what it is. Solar plexus, your willpower, individuality. This is about you, not being distracted away from where you are in the center in your vortex. Emotional healing. Get out of emotions. Get out of fear. Clarity. Clarity, all chakras balanced. Base level, antique 7 chakras. Newer ways 9, high dimensional 12. Reign of the Crystal Skull, you know, the 12 skulls and one has to return, Steven Spielberg. And the resting place of the gods is called Akatura, which is Arcturus. Watch that movie. Disclosure is ongoing and is always here. Read the signs, like Tomb Raider. Solve the riddle. So, to get into the present moment, smell some clove oil and get clear. Know where you are. Don't be fooled by distractions of the so-called elect. Because look at your earnings, your spending, anything that you're involved in, what is actually changing for you in your backyard when that takes place. And that is reality. If somebody comes tomorrow and there's, I don't know, 150,000 homes are gifted to the populace and a stimulus check out of nowhere, let's say $6,000 for every US citizen comes, I've yet to see minor miracles And even that can be questioned. So what's the motive? What's the intent behind it? But it's not going to come. It's not going to happen. It's a fairy tale. We're assuming. We're hoping. We're saying, yeah, here's what I say. Make the world spiritual again. Not just the Americas. Make the world spiritual again. Bring awareness and intuition to the planet at once. And when we are realizing what we are actually doing to ourselves, a lot of things will stop. And you can test that with AI. Inefficient systems and destructive systems can put to rest by acknowledging them, and they're no longer supporting them. Just like I say, do a parasite cleanse. If you have inefficient things inside of you, you must find, if you can, other modalities to figure it out, to make it work. Whoever you work with, healer or whatever title they have, whatever the names they carry, whatever ranks they have, whatever they studied, if they promise you to get better and your intake is stuff and your baseline is not changing and nothing is healing, you have to question that and find a route until it works. Because a car without fuel won't run. A toxic river can't have any fish. But you need to realize that and not listen to the expert that has the money that promises you one day, even though the river is orange, there will be fish. One day, and you sit there one day. Well, you sit there one day forever and nothing will happen. Wake up, smell the coffee beans, be in the present moment, be in life, create, and create the world that you like to see. Do not wait for anything that you elect or select, hoping to do that for you. It is guaranteed when you get the landscaper, and you can still correct them, because you have immediate contact and visual reference of what's happening. But when powers are constructed in a compartmentalized way, and jargon is used where you don't understand what they're talking about anymore, question it. So wake up, see it for what it is. On to the next. And the future looks actually peachy. We have drawn the peach calcite. That's a good sign. It's nothing bad. There's actually more good things happening that you can imagine. As in science, as in technology, things that will be brought forth and put to the light that you may see where this is going. And this is about the future trajectory of a probability of how you can conduct yourself with the energy for the next 4 years. The future that everybody wants to know. Everybody wants to know, where is this going? Well, you have to see it this way. It's a play that you have put upon yourself to put these metaphorical riddles on you to solve the vastness of yourself, to actually understand that you are actually, this is your doing, this is your design. Collectively, this is all of our design, and we all are responsible. We are on earth, you are worthy, you have a sense of direction, dignity, and purpose. Use it. Now, the healing for election future the next 4 years. What? Well, let me give it to you straight up. It is easy to let life be divided into little parts of easy management, but there comes a time to clean out that which is no longer serves and which no longer contributes to the whole. This is exactly what's happening right now. Peach calcite presence with you today lets you know that it's time to unite all parts of whatever has happened and release the past and give thanks inward for the hard work that had resulted in your growth as in the collective. Peach calcite will shed light on those things hidden in the separation but obvious in the united whole. Isn't that interesting? And I drew a card. This is just some random stuff, and it blows my mind how this is on point. Let me read this again. Peach calcite will shed light on those things that are hidden in separation but obvious in the united whole. All your questions at this time in life will only be solved if approached by a powerful, though unconditional and united path. Sit now and call back all of your energies and commit to you. Peach calcite often appears if one's balance of power and love is or was unsettled. Have a look at your life. Look at the collective. Make sure love and power are balanced in expression and your activities have been undertaken for the right reasons. This is a sacred stone of the Lord Maitreya, or the crystalline energy or planetary Christ, who called into existence he or she may be around you. As when I say Christ, I don't make this religious, I make this messianic, as in crystalline, as in crystal clear, that's past any figure, any personification. Like that which cannot be fathomed, measured, always was, will be, and continues whether you're here or not. So Big Bang and telling you how old the universe is a finite attempt of an amoeba trying to build a bridge, if you get that. That's why amoebas don't build bridges. You cannot know how old the universe is because it's for your little zip file body that's unknowable. And it will forever be unknowable. And smashing particles in a hadron collider will not give you the secrets of the universe. You know, the scientist is trying to take shit apart and smash stuff and find the universe. And the spiritual magi tries to let it in and become one with the resonance to understand the secrets, as far as it is allowed for you to view that, to see that. So what's your capacity? You know, so your Porsche will go only that far. You know, you want to step out of a car doing 200 miles per hour running, I don't think you'll make it. So there are rules and regulations for systems to explore, expand, and refine systems within this inner consciousness. And look at all the troubles we've been through, and we've been duped for thousands of years, and another Messiah, and another magical figure, and another miraculous thing that led us this way. And there goes the piper playing a flute, and all the children follow, and on, and we have to stop this radiogenesis of being aloof, being gullible, needing a leader, needing a miracle, praying outside of ourselves so we become prey to what is outside as a predator watching us. You have to cherish yourself, worship yourself, connect with your oversoul. If you've seen the Golden Compass, the mission of the Magisterium was a governmental structure in a fictional play. I say fictional, pay attention. That is designed to ban all magic, ban all intuition, and disconnect kids from their oversoul as in their higher self. Well, guess what's going on? Don't fall for the trap to be disconnected from yourself, from who you are and what you identify with. So there's a lot of confusion, and they're going to throw things at you where you don't even know if you're a pebble, an acorn, a rabbit, a monkey, where this idea of what am I is going to get so confusing. Do not participate. You are a sentient being, and I say it again, with a sense of purpose, a sense of direction, and dignity. And you came here in all glory and all purity to do it right. So get your own inner planetary system in order and do it right so you can ascend. The healing words for the future direction of where the election is going is power and love unite. I am at harmony. My soul is infinite. There's no beginning, no end. Yeah, you've been memory wiped a couple of times. You've been abducted, conducted. You've been cloned, you've been used and abused, all of this to observe where this is going. And the great experience of the ultra-terrestrial intelligence that looks at the fallen system, the echelon of, Sanat Kumara, all of these ascended masters, they're all part of this fallen construct. We're playing that game in this dualism here. Once you go ultra-terrestrial, you're no longer subject to that. You're impervious to that, let alone having to visit anything or observe anything, but saying the grand experiment is, can unfallen DNA bring fallen DNA back into the ascension process to its angelic origin? Earth used to be in the 12th octave 500 million years ago, with all magical and fairy tale creatures, and all we have is a story about ourselves, nothing else. If the mind conceive it, it's only a matter of time till this is manifest somewhere for you to actually realize that's actually reality. As long as it's not manifest, it seems delusional, so be careful with what ideas you share before they're manifest. Show them results. Don't talk about possibilities. Remove yourself from theoretical potential of your source, you're this, you're ISIS, your whatever the names you are, like I call myself Arcturus Ra as in representing the consciousness light coming from Ra. That is light. Ra is a sound, not a title, nothing. I say you won't have a Gmail account that doesn't make you Google. You are part of a collective that helps people in the ascension process. So am I. Do it in style. I do it and I allow myself. So the trigger words for your future trajectory for the next 4 years, and play with that. Harmonize. Whatever you see that's in disharmony from starting here to there, harmonize. Unconditional love. Can you love somebody no matter where they come from, circumstantial evidence, whatever they've done? Can you have compassion? You don't have to enable or be damaged or be drawn into something that can be a deficit to you, but you can have unconditional love. Emulate that, emanate that. It's about your personal power right now. What are you doing? You making little, crystalline buttons that people can put on their door with your Etsy store? Be it successful. May you rise. You making tarot cards. You're a channeler. You're a diviner. Be committed to what you're doing. You developing new modalities to find ways to find solutions where there was an old encrusted system. Show the results. Rise to the top. Rise to the occasion. Don't fall for the election distraction, because you are elected forever, because you're here. Now how you get together and what you support, that's up to you. Now interestingly, people stop going shopping. Toys R Us closing. It disappears. Sears, I heard, closing. So when you stop supporting non-essential entities, they will die out. Put a mosquito in the center of the pyramid and it'll mummify and die, because a parasite cannot exist in the light. And anything parasitic, from archons to archontic to parasitic thought forms, parasites in the body, again, do your cleanse, cannot exist unless you feed it decay. The choice is yours. Old emotional patterns. Look at them, observe them, remove them. Stress, addictions. Unite yourself. You're the angelic messenger. Threefold flame. Who are you in service? What are you servicing on this planet? This is all about you and you serve service to self, or can you serve a few that can rise with you? Think about that. Your bones. Anybody around 40, well, maybe around 20, feel your bones. Any aches and pains? Well, look at it. Lord Maitreya, again, it's about the messianic energy in you rising to the occasion of this will be a better, bigger, eventful ascension place that you're gaming with, because this is a game that you have designed. Like, what if the angels were bored? You could manifest anything and everything. And you said one day, let's create something where we let something in that is incalculable. Fallen DNA, reptilians, and amongst themselves, if you study the Terra Papers by Robert Morningsky, let all of this happen. Have disagreeable beings and have agreeable beings, and let's see if the agreeable side, the Elohim Anunnaki Adamite descent 720-degree being, bring back the order naturally by showing them, see how plentiful your garden is with all the fruits that you have. And you will see, take heed to the word, you will know who's who by the fruits of their labor. Look at the fruits. What are they bringing forth? What are they creating? What's being activated? Who walks out of there that had a lifelong chronic back pain, all of a sudden no more back pain. The doctor goes, I don't know what you're doing. X-ray look better. What are you doing? This can happen. Hemoglobin blood sugar levels. All of a sudden, from bad to good, you're doing something that regular doctors go, I don't know what you're doing, but you should recommend. Keep doing what you're doing. And if it's, I don't know, holding a little crystal and you believing in something and you get better, then follow that. You don't need an expert to tell you that you are the powerful one. The choice is with you. You are the master. Know that. Self-awareness. Come to grips with yourself and believe in yourself and stop giving your power away to the so-called expert that claims a lot of claims, and a lot of us wait for the change and no change is occurring. You make the choice now. You bring forth, you create positive and harmonious, because this is your time. So the next 4 years, you have a job to do to maintain the inner planetary alignment in a positive and unconditional manner. And green pastures will open for you. You will be taken care of, and you don't need a Bible or Quran or Torah or any other book to tell you that, because you know this. Imagine your DNA is 9.6 billion years old. You're not from this planet. The human genome is not from this planet. Earth is 4.2 billion years old. So imagine the power of the knowledge accumulated through your ancestors off planet and on planet that is still stored in your genetic code. Now it's time to find modalities to access that. And it's up to you. And most certainly we'll see you on the flip side.